How we doing? How we doing? Today is Wednesday, February the 5th, 2024. Just doing a real estate tap in for you for today. So, looks like the 10-year yield is coming down, and that is a good thing for mortgage rates. If you look at a chart of mortgage rates and the 10-year yield, you'll see that they pretty much mirror each other. So we can expect probably some lower interest rates. I think they're right at about 7 now. We'll see, if they crack below 7 with the lower 10-year yield. The only thing with that is that even though I think a lot of people are waiting to get in the 6, maybe close to 6.5% interest rate, but what's going to happen is that you're going to have more buyers come to the market as the rate goes down. So even though that prices are high, if you have more competition, you're most likely going to be paying more for the property. So does the interest rate coming down 0.25%, possibly 0.5%, but if you're going to have to pay 40, 50, some cases $100,000 over the asking price for the property, what does that do to your payment? Was your payment actually cheaper at 7% and you bought the property at, let's just say at the asking price? Or, is your payment going to be more with the lower rate but having to overpay for the property because of demand? So people really have to think about things right now. I would say the best advice I could give is try to have, maybe like a 5 or 10-year outlook, whether you're investing or if you're buying for yourself. Just try to, keep things in perspective on what you want to do with this particular purchase, because people who look at the numbers and weigh everything properly now are going to have success moving forward. I think a lot of people that, maybe don't take enough time to do enough research and to have a good enough plan, they may have some trouble if you're purchasing in a market like this. So, just be careful, just do your due diligence. And then also too, we always talk about real estate notes on here. In this type of environment, higher interest rate environment, notes do well. And then as notes come down, we'll see, if there's going to be more buyers in the market. It should bring in more demand, but also the requirements when you go to your mortgage company or lending institution, they're being a little bit more picky with who they choose to qualify for homes. So on the note side of things, if you're creating notes, you may have a good amount of people to pick from who don't get qualified by a traditional uh, lending institution. That may increase the buyers that we have on our side. So the outlook for notes does look good. So that just means that, if a bunch of people start running into get qualified because mortgages are, 6.8%, 6.7%, under 6%, under 7%, out of 10 people who go for a mortgage, probably at least 3 or 4 of them will get denied, because the underwriting of that mortgage, the stipulations and the qualifications are getting tighter with banks, because banks are tightening up on lending, and mortgage availability is at some of the lowest that it's been in, since the pre-pandemic. Not even pandemic, since the great financial crisis. If you go back that far, if you Google mortgage availability chart, you'll see it's, right around, probably below 100, and it's usually up somewhere around 165. So credit is not readily available right now, and then if mortgage rates drops, you're going to get people that go in there and want to get qualified, but Um, if you can get 3 or 4 people who can't get qualified in a bank, but they still may be good candidates um, to be homeowners, you can pick from that group of people to create a note on a property that you may have that you may want to sell. Create the financing yourself, and be able to sell the property that way. And the reason why you might want to do that is because you'll get a good down payment from the buyer. You'll get a monthly payment, and then you will still be owed a lump sum in the future. So a lot of times not cashing in on all of your equity right now makes more sense for you. If I have $200,000 of equity, but I can get, let's say, $30,000 in a down payment, and then I can get a $1,200 per month, and then I'm still owed, $170,000 or $80,000 over the life of this loan that I'm making, that I could cash in at any time that I want. That may make more sense for you, as opposed to maybe taking all of your $200,000 now, having to pay taxes on it and different things like that. So the note industry looks good right now. So if you want to know more about notes, go to my YouTube channel, Abundant Capital Group. You can subscribe there. There's a lot of videos, and we're going to be putting more content up there. And my contact information will be attached to this as well if you want to reach out. All right, have a good one. Talk to you soon.